Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our JustNoMil. In today's episode, MIL wants the Christmas dinner changed because she is now a vegan. Update: MIL wants Christmas dinner changed because she is now vegan. It didn't go well. MIL asks me to make my baby cry because she enjoys it. Is this normal? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. MIL wants the Christmas dinner changed because she is now a vegan. My MIL decided to text me literally 2 days before Christmas to tell me the lunch has to change because she no longer can eat meat. I mean, sure, a couple weeks ago, if she would have asked, I would have changed some things around so she could eat, but not 2 days before, when everyone else is a meat eater and the food has been bought. But she somehow likes to think in her own mind that the money spent is only her son's, and he needs to give her everything she wants. Even though I work and earn my own money, somehow it still belongs to her son. Something along the lines of only a man should be working and the female look after the house. Total olden days stuff with this woman. That, and she thinks that the moment she doesn't like something, everything changes for her. You already spent money? Well, spend some more. Anyway, when I told her no extra money was going to be spent, and I already spent a couple weeks deciding with family what would suit everyone, so it wasn't going to be changed for one person, she could always make her own food and bring it. Major meltdown: you're ruining things for me. I shouldn't have to deal with this. I can't eat meat. You're only doing this out of spite. You always do this to me, etc., etc. I mean, is it too late to just tell her not to show up? I may have made a mistake inviting her, just because my mom and auntie are close, and my cousins and their families are joining us as well, so this could spark a problem with MIL that they aren't family. Well, not hers anyway. And before I get hassle over it too, I know, bad times this year, Christmas is still small. Vegan here: if you expect a vegan meal, you either host at your house or bring 1 or 2 smashing vegan dishes to pass the hostess's permission. Or you go but eat beforehand. That's how it works. She's his ass. We did vegan Christmas at my place last night. That's how it works. Host/hostess decides the menu. You don't like it, don't go. As the only vegan in my family, I'm literally waking up early to cook my little tofurkey ham to take to my sister's house for Christmas. It's going to have to be microwaved by the time we eat, but I don't expect people to go out of their way to have food for me. It's a very welcomed surprise if it happens, of course, but I don't want to burden a host making one vegan dish. This reminds me of a post I saw the other day. A guy was hosting a dinner party, sent the menu out about a week in advance, and asked his friends to let him know, within 3 days, if they had any issues with it, allergies, dietary requirements. They all came back fine, so he brought the ingredients. Then, 2 days before the dinner party, a friend messages asking to bring a girl, and he's fine with that. There's always loads of leftovers anyway. Then, the night before, he messages to say that the menu won't work for his date because she's vegan. The host said he had a couple of sides she could have, but the menu couldn't be changed this last minute. He'd brought everything and started prepping. So he said she could bring something with her. She refused to bring something, scoffed at the dish that had been prepared for her out of the sides. I think it was still a ratatouille or something. Generally insulted everyone present for eating/serving meat in front of her, got drunk on all the host's wine. Amusing as most wine is not vegan. The host kicked her out in the end. Etiquette says she brings her own food, and you graciously allow her to heat it because you understand her dilemma. One does not expect the host to change the menu 2 days before said meal. Good for you for standing your ground. Fine. I'll make a special vegetarian Christmas meal just for you. In fact, you have a choice of menus. Which do you prefer? Baked beans on toast, canned spaghetti on toast, or green beans on toast, followed by whatever fresh fruit I have in the fridge. Update: MIL wants Christmas dinner changed because she is now vegan. It didn't go well. I initially took a look of people's suggestions, and since she isn't my mom, I told my husband to talk to her, thinking she would relax a bit and listen. She didn't. Firstly, he tried to talk her and not eating food she could eat and stuff we had already organized to eat. Then he asked her to bring something she could eat with everything else. She argued for a bit until my husband said, "Mom, you do this or you don't attend." She, I guess, chose to lie and say she would figure, because come Christmas morning she arrives, with no extra meal for herself. Usually she will help with the meal, but she didn't this time. She ignored me mostly and would every now and then talk to my husband. Come time for lunch, and she sits down in her spot and looks at me and says, "Where's my food?" When I said, "Excuse me," she repeated herself. My husband walked her in and told her off and said that she had agreed to bring her own meal. She told us she didn't have time and thought we would have made time to make her something. My husband blew up. He went on about the effort I had put in for everyone beforehand, that I checked beforehand of anything I should know, which is when she should have said something, not at the last minute, and done something for herself instead of making other people do it. She should be grateful she still was allowed to attend it all, let alone be fed. And then he told her to get out. She tried to say something, but he straight up told her to leave. She seemed to be in shock, but she thankfully left. Haven't heard from her since. At people in this subreddit, this is how your husband should be reacting to the mother-in-law that's been giving you issues. If he doesn't, then you've got bigger problems than your MIL. I'm really glad to hear how this went. You've got yourself a good man, and I hope you enjoy the new year together. Yep, nice shiny spine. Good to see after all the horror stories you hear constantly. I've lived with food allergies for years. I have never expected anyone to have food prepared for me. I usually ask what we're eating and plan ahead what I need to bring, like an adult. I have never told people to cook for me for a large event. She is choosing to eat a very limited diet. That means she is choosing to now prepare and bring her meals with her, or know the places that caters to vegans and get takeout. I guess she believes everyone should change, just suit her whims, and the reason she was probably in shock, probably no one ever stands up to her. I hope you have a great new year. I'm a vegan, and I'd never behave like that. I never even bring it up. I just quietly fill my plate with appropriate foods. Love it. My Jinsil is and told me she won't eat anything with a face, or milk-based, or egg-based. Sigh, of course I didn't know this until I had already made dinner. Love that he took the upper hand and wasn't a coward. You've got a great partner. Emile asks me to make my baby cry because she enjoys it. Is this normal? This behavior seems fairly twisted to me, but maybe I am overreacting. When each of our children was born, the first thing she wanted when meeting them was to hear them cry. She would ask us to do something to make them cry, and even insist she could make them cry when we refused. We also have animals, and when we have had puppies, kittens, or baby goats, she also wants us to make them cry. She is literally giddy at the notion of them crying. Is this normal? Giant, red, flag. Make sure she is not alone with your children or animals. Ever. Not normal. Your MIL is a flipping fruitcake. The only good cry is the first cry a baby makes after they are born. This is so weird. What is it she wants you to do in order to make them cry? Keep her away. Far, far, far away from all of you. My goodness, I'm sick of this planet. WTF did I just read? She's a sadist. Keep her far away from your offspring, and never under any circumstances allow her to be alone with anyone or any animal you care about and can protect. Wow. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.